Hello, hello. Hopefully this is better. Let's give it a couple of seconds. My apologies, everyone. I'm not sure what's going on. I already kicked off my 3 kiddos. But this seems better because I'm watching through my iPad and it looks much, much better. Yes, thank you, Sherry. I'm not sure what's going on. And this is why I like teaching at the store. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me again. And I'll just give it a couple seconds and I'll start. I know I covered the fuzzy cutting. I won't do that again because I really want to work on the pages and I don't want to keep you here all night because I have lots of goodies to share, as well as we have a surprise towards the end. So as I was saying earlier, I die cut 2 base pages for with my ECD die, so Elizabeth Craft Designs die. I also use the Umbrella Weather Collection paper, 12 by 12 paper, and I die cut it smaller. Third time is a charm. I agree. Yep. So let me show you. So what I did with it, hold on, I gotta open my collection pack here because I sealed it up. I took a 12 by 12 page. I'm just gonna take a random one in this collection. And I cut it down to 6 inches because this way I can put a die and put this through my die cut machine. Because if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't be able to die cut a base page. Do I have a base page here? So here's an example. So once you cut it down to a 6-inch page, using one of the sides, I would pick randomly where I want my page to look like. So whether I wanted to capture more of the flower, I would put my die here. Or if I wanted more of the writing, I would put it down here, or vice versa, picking your sides. So the nice way of doing this is because it's a smaller format, I can pick and choose what I want to use in my planner. So I did that ahead of time, just to get the die cutting out of the way, and that way you don't see the earthquake, all that shaking. So, and that's what I did. I always tell my ladies in my TN club never to throw out scraps because there's so much great use for the leftover. So here is my leftover. I did leave one side blank just so I could do some inking. That is my favorite thing, is to do some inking in the background. And I thought I had an acetate here, but I don't. So first things first is I am going to take my messy sheet, because I am going to do a little bit of inking on this white smooth finish. It's like a tongue twister. Smooth finish cardstock. It is by ECD. And I'm going to first ink a little bit of frayed burlap, oops, on the corner, just to bring in some color so it's not stark white. Because of this nice blue, I wanted to make this side also work together. So first thing I'm going to do is just bring in some color. Next thing I want to do is let's do some smushing. Let me find, I can't find my acetate right now, so I'm just going to take packaging, which works really, really good. Let's smush frayed burlap. And then I have my spritz. And I just want to tie in some of that color. So I'm going to drip and smush and smush and smush. A lot of this will be covered up afterwards, but I just wanted that feel of sand and water, the whole nautical theme. Let me put that aside. You know what? Let me tie in, I have some extra. Let me just tie in all this. Okay, while this side is drying, because there's not a lot of water, it will dry fast. I'm going to work on this side here. So I'm also going to edge my edges. So let me do a little bit of edging there. I'm trying to look at comments. I know Sherry is there to help me, just in case I miss it. If not, I will come back at the end and look at the comments. Next thing I have is I have some of this cardstock that works really well. I believe this is Lagoon, I think. I'm trying, for some reason I'm missing the other side with the name of the color. Probably somewhere on my table. So let me cut a photo match that I want. I think this side I'm going to do a 3x3 photo. I'm going to do a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 square. So let's move that to the side. I'm going to put that in the middle. And then, yes, you can't talk to me anymore. I can't hear anything. There has to be a feature where, you know, you can talk to me too, like StreamYard, but I feel bad. I don't know why it's not working. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive. I didn't fill right to the end, so I can still tuck and tuck. But on this page, I want that as my focal point. On my right side is where I'm going to do some of my favorites, and I'm known for is my flips and flaps and all the goodness. So I did cut out some of those mini projects. There was 2 mini project sheets that I did use. Once again, it's Moonlight and Seaside. I like how the lighthouse and the seaside works with all the oceans and shells. There's also this piece over here that I will leave. There's great things here that I want to use. So I'm just looking and seeing because I want to do some layers. Okay, I'm not sure about this cat here, but I'm going to add some layers. So I don't glue anything down until I know what I want to use. And that way, if I don't like something, then I can move it aside, but I love this. So here I am playing, using the little icons, essentially fuzzy cutting your own little ephemera, which is really nice too. I don't have to, let's see. Might want to use that on the other side. So I am mixing the two. The nice thing is they have these tags and borders that I'll use afterwards. And if I'm happy with it, I can stick it down. So this side here. And if you have a spare camera, or you could take a photo of your layout so that way you know where things go. Now, where? Okay, my table looks like an explosion just went off. And I had the wheel here. So I am using a little bit of 3D foam. And they do work well, right? And they were 3. So, Umbrella Weather has its own fuzzy cut, and I'll show you. So the paper actually goes well with this mini project sheet. But I love how the colors pull in the 2 other project sheets. And that way you can mix, like it's more like mix and mingle, right? Basically, that's what you're doing. Where did I have this? This one. And because it has that like vintagey, grungy type look, it's nice to pair it up. And some of the examples later you'll see Marcy did a nice scrapbook layout where it pairs up like Scrap Boys and 3/4. And I gotta make sure I don't cover those holes. So one thing you can do is distress color the edges. I always forget to do that. You can ask anyone. I start going and then I forget about it. So, but it's okay. And yeah, so here actually, so this is what a full-size mini project sheet looks like. The ones I am using tonight I have already cut down, but this was one of them. You see me using some of these flowers. So they come with a basic, let's say, tag shape, some bigger pieces where you can put layers, and lots of little bits and pieces to make your background. Some of these layers are perfect on its own. So if you're making a tag or if you're putting it on an album, I will show you how I put one on a card. So great way to use it. I think, let me leave that for now. Oh, I might like that. So let's leave that. Let's work on this one. So I like to go back and forth to see what works. So I have this one here. The color is too similar. So let me use this one here. So then there's a different color. So knowing me, if I can find, I am going to make a little flip here because Darlene needs her flips in her albums. If you know me by now, that a page is not complete without one sort of interactive element. So I always need to add that. And one thing is to use double-sided tape on your flips or your pockets. That way you know that because it's being used a lot, you want to make sure. So what I did here was I scored, this one I did 1/2 inch. You can go smaller, but I did a 1/2 inch little hinge here that I think I'm going to put it right below this tag. The tab, and then let me fold it over. And do I have, so I just made a little, yes, flip and flap, you know. So this to me is too blah because it's white. So I will do the same thing what I did on this side, is put some color. So you don't have to put a full pattern paper. Inking it sometimes just tones down the stark white. So I'm just adding some leftover color. Yes, it says on my sweater, on the Queen of Flips and Flaps. And so I'm just adding some color. Might need a little bit more. That way it's not too stark. But now, let's see. I do have that frame that I can use over here. I know there's so much goodies here that I want to use. So I'm going to cut this down a tad. Let me, where's my pen? Just to fit on this side here. Just eyeballing, it should be 1/4. So let me cut that off. So don't be afraid to cut these pieces depending on your project. So here, I think I need to cut it down a little bit. So I'm going to make a little tiny pocket. So I don't throw anything out until I'm pretty sure I don't need it anymore. Oops. My fingers are being funny. This is going to be a little pocket on this here. And do I have a hole punch? So I'm just grabbing a circle punch. Make sure I'm not punching the wrong side. Making a little notch so I know it's a little pocket. The paper is really good at fuzzy cutting, and I know we were trying this live 3 times, so I could show you how I fuzzy cut towards the end if anyone wants to stay and watch. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me fuzzy cut and show you once again how I like to fuzzy cut. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'll just cut them out and just do it in front of a good show. Or, you know, bring it to one of my kids' games, but lately that's been cross-stitching. So I made a little pocket, and what I did here was I added adhesive on the two short ends and the long end. The side with the edge you want to leave free so you can tuck. This was a cut apart in one of the mini project sheets, so I could leave it. I could put a photo here so you could also put some color, because it does look funny when you see that stark white. So adding some color. I'm just using frayed burlap because that's what I have on my table, but any color, whether wood would look nice on here. There's lots of colors that we could use. So I'm just inking it up a little bit. And I think what I can do, because I think I could put a photo there and leave that here. Let's do, there was a smaller flower. Did I already use it? Oh, let's use this. I needed a little tab. So I could put that here on one corner as a tab. Oh, did I freeze? I feel like I froze. Or is it? Can you guys still see me? My iPad looks like it froze, so I'm not sure. Hopefully you can see me. But you are good. Okay. Perfect. My iPad froze, so I don't see me moving, but I can see the comments. Okay, if I'm good, I'm just going to keep going. I just won't be able to see if I'm off screen. So thank you, everyone. It's one of those days. I'm blaming it on the weather. Perfect. Okay. As long as you can see me, I don't need to see myself. Just holler at me if I am off screen. So I just did a little pocket. I used one of the mini icons that I cut out as a little tab. Because it's on the inside of a flap, I don't want to put too much in that pocket or it gets too bulky. So I think that is good. I feel I like this, but I think that's going to interfere with my hinge spot here right now. But let's cut this postage stamp. Ooh, this one I can't see. So I'm just cutting a little bit. The postage stamp does have those little edge marks that I would cut out. It has all those little edges, but for the sake of tonight, and I could barely see these ones here, I'm going to leave it as a straight edge, but maybe I can cut a little bit better because let's just say my cutting right now looks very whimsical. And I think I'm going to, oh, I want to put the anchor. I think, oh, sorry, not the lighthouse. Oh, I should finish. Let me finish fuzzy cutting. So here's a good way to continue on. So once again, if you're just watching the first time tonight, when I fuzzy cut, my left hand that's holding the paper, so whichever hand you're holding the paper, is the one that moves. So my scissor stays upright and I move that paper around for me to cut. So I don't really move my right hand side. It's more my left hand side that's moving my paper and cutting around, right? Whimsical fuzzy cutting, because really no one's going to look. And if you looked at my projects closely, you'll see that I did not follow the lines. So I would tell my teachers this is called whimsical cutting. But I like this here, but because of the color here, I am, well, now I did have another lighthouse. I want to try to anchor that down a little bit to give it some color. No, I don't like the two frames. Let's see. And this is when I can go, where did I put those leftover to do here? So I'm going to take some of that leftover paper when I die cut my base page. I feel like it just needs a little bit of something. So I've been tearing a lot of things. Just going to randomly tear, whoops, a little bit here. I feel like it just needs something to help pop. Maybe a little bit shorter. And the nice thing is there's no right and wrong when it comes to tearing. So, do I want it? I think I'm going to put it on this side. No. See? I didn't stick it down yet, so I'm going to put it edge to edge. Actually, I like that tear showing. So I'm going to let that tear. Have this sitting on the side here. I don't think I'll pop it up because I don't want to have it get stuck on something. So I pick and choose what I want to puff up in my traveler's notebook, just because the book does get too big and it gets really bulky. So I'm just picking and choosing. No, that's too many circles there. Let's put I'm alternating different shapes. And this is a fun part, is that you could do so much. There's no right or wrong. I feel like, yes, I'm tearing. I just feel like, so you saw that I tore that in half because I know I'm tucking it underneath and no one's going to see that I did not use a whole piece. Only you guys, only anyone that watches this live will know that I tore. This is good to tuck somewhere else. So I'll show you where I'll tuck that after, but I just wanted, so now I need something here because I don't like how that tore. And I'm just going to tuck some random, there's not a lot of words in here. Oh, maybe, no, because then the word will get cut off. Maybe I'll tuck that there. It needs some tickets. I'm finding that this needs tickets or there. And then I have my pocket. And I think I could use one of these as a frame for another photo. I do like this one too, because that can, no, use that for something else. So I'll put that and then I can layer. I think I'll use it on this side. So I'm using the other half behind here. I'm just going to angle it a little bit, maybe this way. And I just want to make sure I don't cover those holes. And then I have to re-hole punch. Oopsies. And so I was going to put this on a little angle, but I think I have to change it a little bit. So I'm trying to avoid the holes. And just, yes, I agree. Tearing is satisfying, and I'm doing that a lot more. Oh, maybe I should know where my northwest is. And some flowers. I think this is too close in color, so I might have to, that one's also too close in color. Let's use this leaf. So the nice thing about using these two sets is that I can intertwine 2 different colors. Oh, I forgot about this flower. This one here. So put that one flat. Over here. And then yes, there is a surprise at the end. I can't wait to share that. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying this little format. Now, I think the conch goes this way. Do I want it here? So I'm just adding different layers, not too much. Just going to stick that one underneath. I have this moon, but I feel like it's out of place right now. There was a cat. Poor little kitty cat won't be used today. And I'm going to put that one up on the top. I love the way this looks. It's so easy. And, oh, can't forget. I think this is the telescope. Where should I put? Maybe let's put something up here. Nope, I don't like it there. So I'm just finding places on to put because I want to use as much as I can. But I also, no, I like the lighthouse. Maybe I'll just get it. Can't see it there. Finding somewhere to put. Just playing. I don't have a room for that. So there is different words, and what I've been using the scrapbook is to journal about myself. But I'm going to mix it up with some Hero Arts. Hero Arts has these beautiful sentiment strips, and this is the encouragement one, and I'm loving the words on it, and I'll show you some other projects that I use the words. So some of these sayings will say, here for you through thick and thin, your direction's more important than your speed, stay strong, life is tough, but you're tougher, do what you love and do it often, I believe in you. So I've been using some of these encouragement quotes in my journaling. So let me find one. So I like follow your passion. This one, they do have a die set that cuts all these strips all at once. You basically stamp it once. Whoops, that did not cut properly. You basically stamp it once and then use the die cut, and it will cut all these sentiment strips for you. I think that is genius because you can do a couple and then you have all these sentiments on the go. But I use these sentiments in a different way. I'm using it for my journaling. I like this one. Drink the coffee, then do the things. Isn't that so? I will also use your direction is more important than your speed. I think that it resonates with this whole page because of all the elements of being out in sea. So I'm just cutting this down. They are a little thin. And I am going to use this as my little journaling caption. So I am cutting them with scissors. I find they're just easier to cut and use on a page. This is Hero Art. So this is their most current one. There is a Christmas one, but this is called Encouragement. And there is tons of sayings on it. I know I've already used a lot. We are united in our difference. Have courage. It always takes a little rain to make a rainbow. Today is your day. Remember when you started. They are encouragement for you can use for other people, but what I love is that it's great for journaling as well. Reminders of things for us to remember, right? We're always on the go, 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 and sometimes we just need that reminder. Slow down, be brave. You know, there's always a rainbow afterwards. So I find that helps. So this one here, I think I'm going to put your direction because of the northeast. So I'm just cutting it shorter. And you know, if you were a card maker, this is not what you'll do. But if you were a person that likes to do your art journal or, you know, on your layouts, we cut things, right? So I just cut it, putting it in the spot that works for me. With the many tweezers I have, you would think I would know where it is on this table. Oops, don't stick, don't stick. I shifted, oh well, stuck down. And then let's do, see how that nice background now blends in with everything else that I've done? It's not that nice crisp white. Sometimes white is good, but sometimes it just needs a little bit of something. And what I also like to do, so I remember these nice caption. It is hard, but I use this thinnest black pen that I have, and I try to just frame it a little bit. And I do it really lightly. I don't use a ruler. I told you, I'm all whimsical. Because for me, I like how it looks more homemade this way. That people, when they look at it, know that I didn't buy this page layout. I made it because, you know, my uneven lines, my stitch lines. So no ruler. I am just tracing it with a very thin marker. Just giving it, so now it looks like there's a focal point there. I don't know. I don't want to use the moon, the cat. I could use the butterfly up here. I always remember Sherry that says in threes, you know, because your eyes draw in threes. So maybe I'll have this butterfly on this end. I need a thin, small square so I can get the little wings. Maybe put it close to the, actually, you know, I'll do it. I don't know where I want it. Maybe here. I feel like this cluster needs something. I'm going to add something here. So let me add, I feel like the bottom here is not complete. It needs something. And I don't know what it is. So I'm just finding if I have any tuck spots that I can sneak this word in. Thank goodness that I don't put a lot of adhesive so I can pull and then cover up my boo-boos so you don't see that I ripped the page. Oops, why isn't it sticking? I did put glue down. And I think that is it. I like the way it is. It's simple, but shows you how much you can do with all those mini project sheets. So here's my left side, using some pattern paper, using those embellishments, the stamp set. On the right side, I created my own background, used some of that mini project sheet and did a flap, added those icons. That was the little postage stamp that I cut in half, and the other half that I rip is here. So don't be afraid to rip things up, especially if you know it's just going behind something. And then I made a little mini pocket. So I created this in my traveler's notebook. So it is a smaller format that goes nicely into my planner. So it will go into this spot here. And then let me show you some other projects that we've done with, oopsies, all my pages from my journals falling. Let me show you some projects, other projects that you can do with 3/4 design. So some of our team members have made some samples, and I have made some samples just to give you some ideas of what you can do. So let me clean up this for a second. And, oh, thank you. So here are some tags that you can do. Unfortunately, this is the art one because I just cut this one out earlier. No. My apologies that I don't have the names with me right now, but here are some samples. Maybe if I turn my yucky page over. So we have this one here. And this is just using one project sheet to complete that look. So here's the one that I just used as a tag, using some of the elements. So there is a variety of different ones. So I believe some of these were made from, Sherry, was this you or was this the Marcy and Tanya tag team? I can't remember. We had everyone trying to do some of these. That's a pretty bird. I think this was Marcy's favorite bird. That one goes with that project. Here is one that's making it on a card. And Marcy did a little layout for us. So here she mixed up Scrap Boys and 3/4. So here you could tell she's using some of those icons. I believe I have a sample of this one. I just keep a stack so then I can just fuzzy cut. Yeah, so this one is the vintage. That's what she used. Some of these you would see the flowers, the lady, the You Are My Heart. That is from the vintage. I love that color palette. And then using extras that she had from the paper and the mini project sheet, she made a little taggy. And then what I did was, we have, using one of my art journal pages, here is one using one of the Christmas lines. Once again, you can tell I really love this one. So here's the seaside one again. So showing you that it could be big format, small format. So that's just a little place using that Hero Arts again as a point. And I have, where are my other ones? Here is a card that I made using one of the mini project sheets. I believe, I didn't use all of it, but I used this one here, gilded. I just cut some of the paper down, used some of the icons, and I have extras to make a second card. And then we brought in, there are these little chipboard pieces. Not chipboard, they're more like, they're like balsa wood or something, because they are not chipboard. They're thicker than chipboard. But there's a couple in a package. I believe, how many did I use? There is 5 in a package. And we have 3 different shapes. So this one has a scallop. We do have one that has the tag. And there was the other one. Which shape is that? I can't remember what the third shape is now. I don't, there was a third shape one, but basically you can use it also. So here is the umbrella weather. I decorated it. You can use as a tag, but what I wanted to do was you can make a little mini album. Use the front and the back as your front and back of your album, and then cut out paper, cardstock. And you could do a little mini album. So this is using umbrella time, layering it all, also using Hero. So this one I thought, it always takes a little rain to make a rainbow. Remember where you started. And that's great reminders just to have in your craft room, right? And I couldn't forget, okay, I love purple, you all know that, but this is for our friends that love Halloween. Ellen, this is for you, but I did a Halloween theme purple. And the quote I used is, "Life is an experiment. The best is yet to come." So I'm loving these encouragement sentiments from Hero Arts. It works really well with any projects that you're doing. Oh, MDF. That's what Sherry is saying. They are made from MDF. They are good. I love how sturdy they are, and they're great for little mini albums. But here. So thank you, my friends. But that is me fuzzy cutting and doing little creations, tucking it in, but there's just so much you can do. And what I like is how you can pair it with other companies, because the one thing I wish I saw more of is 3/4 adding at least a sentiment or a quote or something on their mini sheets. But if not, I found Hero Arts was perfect for this. So yes, the surprise for tonight, thank you so much for joining me 3 times in a row, 3's a charm, is that any mini project 3/4 design sheet, so any of these that we have in stock, we are offering 20% off on them. So a little surprise from PCW to you that you can get 20% off any of the project sheets. Oh, here's the Christmas one. I love that one. So it's a 24-hour mini flash sale. Save 20% off on any of these goodness. And if you do pick them up, you do use them, please share. I would love to see what you do. I know us as a team, we love using them, but see how I stocked up, so now I can fuzzy cut some more and have them ready. Well, thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I am so sorry for the tech problems tonight. I'm glad the going live on Facebook worked a lot better. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed watching me working in my TN. This is my passion. I love working in this format, and I told Sherry it was time to do one on a Learning Live, and it was perfect to pair it up with the mini project sheets. So thank you so much, everyone. Who's next? It's Sherry next. Sherry has a special Learning Live next Tuesday, and then I am back the following Tuesday. So lots to share. If you are in the neighborhood, in town, we have a special guest coming Friday and Saturday. And of course, we have our What's New tomorrow night and our flash sale on Friday. Matt and I have been working all sorts of areas on what to put for Friday. So have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye.